Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Wednesday, and that means, or at least this Wednesday, that means it's time for Wait With Me. And I'm your host, Jill Cox Cordova. What a week! What a week! What a week! As you know, if you've been following this show, I have been really struggling with my weight. I really have. And I had been doing well for a while, lost 20 pounds, and now it seems like I've gained about half of that back. Or at least that was the deal last week, and the week before, and the week before that, and the week before that. So this week, I spent a lot of time in reflection. I thought long and hard about where I am in my life. At this age, what is it that I need to be doing? That's what I've been thinking about. So I decided that I needed to really practice what I preach. Recently, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, a local journalist, Black Journalist Association, interviewed me, ironically, about burnout. I'm not sure I know I'm not the best person to talk about avoiding burnout, but in their minds, I had somehow or another survived in the career path that I chose long ago. And the way I've done that, I'm still a journalist, is I keep changing the way I apply my skills. So I'm at this point in my life, at this age, where I'm far less tolerant of doing things that aren't good for me. And that includes unhealthy eating and just lying around thinking about what I should be doing, that kind of thing. So this whole week, that's mainly what I've been doing. I've been trying to last week I told you that I was going to just do the work, Jill. But I really realized that I need to figure out what that work is. For me, it's about letting some things go. And I don't mean bad memories or things like that. I mean literally, quite literally, letting things go. Making my to-do list far less grand as it is. I will always be a dreamer, that's for sure, but I don't have to do everything right now. So, I'm here to announce that that I'm still going to do this show, but I'm only going to do it every other week. So next week I will not be here for Wait With Me. I will be here every week for I'm Right, which is always on Wednesday evenings. But I decided that it was just too much for me to try to do this show every single week, plus the other show that we do every single week, and produce Tony's two shows that he does, plus work my full time job, plus handle the writing projects that I agreed to take because ultimately I have to write. That's what I have to do. So sometimes I take freelance opportunities. Now you might be thinking, well, just do your full time job and then these other things that you do on Fireside. And I have tried that for over a year and a half now, but that's not working for me. So, starting so this week is the last weekly Wait With Me I will do, but every other Wednesday. So I will be back on August 16th. Every other Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern, I will still do this show. And I believe that it will give me some breathing room and the opportunity to really embrace how I got to this point in my weight loss journey and the need for a weight loss journey in the first place. And also give me a chance to, really get it right before you see me again in 2 weeks and then before you see me again in another 2 weeks. So, I'm letting go. I'm not trying to do everything all at once. I'm really trying to be in this marathon where I have to pace myself. So if I ever get rid of some bigger things in my life, if I ever get to take that off my to do list, I may go back to being weekly for this show. But as of now, I can only do this show every other week, along with all the other shows that I'm a part of. So that's my big announcement. But it's time to actually get to my very first segment.
Jill,
This is the deal.
before we get there, can you say hello to Arlene and Daisy? They're here.
Hi, Arlene. Hi. And hi, Daisy.
And I do
And
want
I
to.
know Stefan was here
Stefan is
earlier.
here. Yes, he's still here.
He's still here?
He's still here.
Okay.
Yes. However, I never thought we'd have breaking news on Wait with
Well,
me.
how appropriate that I deliver breaking
You
news.
bring breaking news. Oh my gosh!
And it really is breaking news. I know if you ever consume news, national news or even local news, it seems like everything is breaking news, right? But I actually came to this conclusion today, just hours ago. So it really is breaking news for me to say that and to come to that conclusion. It's something that I've given a lot of thought to, but I finally realized that today's the day. I got to pull the plug on doing this weekly. So there I go. All right, I'm ready to do segment number 1. This is the deal.
This is the deal. This is the deal.
This episode show is actually called, I'm talking about the people who feel the need to talk about your weight. So other people who talk about your weight. And I came up with this episode idea because every August, I recall that this is how well I remember this. August 14th, 2007. I remember the date well. I drove to Kentucky where my grandmother was in the hospital. And by all accounts, she was waiting for me to show up before she passed away. So I'm sitting in her hospital room. And for a while, it was just the two of us, and she's asleep. So she doesn't even know that I'm there at this moment. And 2 women that I've known my entire life who lived in this small town where my grandmother lived, they came in to see her. And they saw me. And again, this was in Kentucky, and I didn't live in Kentucky at the time. So most people didn't see me that often. So they hadn't seen me since I was, I don't know, in college maybe. And this was, again, 2007. And, they acknowledged my presence. And immediately they then acted like I wasn't there. So they started saying in front of me, but to each other, "Boy, she's gained some weight, hasn't she?" Mind you, I was probably maybe 5 pounds, 10 pounds overweight at the time. And my whole life, people who lived in this small town always saw me as the tiny Jill, 4'11", barely weighed 100 pounds Jill. And I probably weighed 115, 120 at the time. So to them, I guess I had gained a lot of weight, but I wasn't overweight. But they act like, "Oh my gosh, you weigh a ton. Do you have a man in your life? There's no way you could possibly have a man in your life." But they're talking to each other, so they're not saying you. They're saying, "She couldn't possibly have a man in her life, could she? Well, she's still pretty, but she's gained a lot of weight. No man's going to like that." Mind you, I was married at the time then too. In fact, I was somewhat still of a newlywed. We got married in 2006. My grandmother died 2007. She actually died the next day. So after they act like I'm not there talking about my weight, they didn't start talking about my grandmother and saying in front of me that they didn't think she was going to live through the night, which that's when I lost it. I could take it when they were talking about me, but I felt that one thing I was not going to let them do is disrespect my grandmother, who was still there. She was still breathing at the time. So I have respect for my elders, and they were elders. They were my grandmother's age, or maybe they were maybe 5 years younger than her. But I know that I wasn't polite when I asked them to just stop talking. Just stop talking. And so they thought I was upset about my weight. I was upset that they were proclaiming, as though they're God or something, that they knew when my grandmother was going to die. But every August, I think of this conversation because I think of how in some cultures, weight, the heavier you are, the healthier people think you are, that's a good thing, that you're overweight. And in the Black community, older people think that they should tell you what you are doing right or wrong, or that you're putting on this weight, and they're very concerned about you. But the thing was, they weren't concerned about me. They were just busybodies and gossips. So I've never liked busybodies or gossips ever for any reason. But it always reminds me of how people just, instead of thinking about what they need to do to improve themselves or be the better version of themselves, they're always thinking and talking, and in this case out loud, about other people. And it's, in my opinion, it's not their concern. Sure, when I go to the doctor's office, the doctor's job is to be concerned about my health, right? So I expect doctors to talk about it, but only if my health is in decline, or if they think I'm on the borderline of becoming unhealthier. So I get it when they do it, but I don't get it when we do it to each other. Now, back then I thought, oh, it's a thing that elderly people do. Well, now I'm part of the elderly group. I am an AARP member. And I don't do that. I don't do that. So I don't think you get a pass just because you're older to make someone feel bad about themselves, when it's really none of your business. It's not. It's not. Now, if you want to voice your concern about someone from a concerned point where you want them to live. I recall when my mom's youngest brother was still living, and he had diabetes. And I was always concerned about him because he thought that as long as he took his medicine, that he could eat whatever he wanted to eat. And I kept telling him that that's not how that works. That is not how that works. And I said it out of concern. And one of the, I don't know, he was always a prankster. And maybe the third to the last time I saw him, he told me to mind my business. He did, because I hadn't even said anything, but he said my eyes did. And I admit, I don't have a poker face. I don't even try to hide this. Sometimes I don't have to say anything because this does, right? And you know what? I respected him because I recalled those women in my grandmother's hospital room. And I thought, you know what? You're right. Because as he explained to me, we're all going to die. And if that's the way he's going to die, then so be it. That's what he said to me. And I respected that. And I never brought it up again, the next few times that I saw him. I wasn't surprised when we got the call that he had died because of some, he had had one of his episodes. But at least, as he said, he was going to go out doing what he wanted to do. And that's what he did. So I have this whole episode topic because, one, I just wanted to rant. I just wanted to have that. I wanted to get that out. It's August, and that's the first thing I think of in August. But two, I want to emphasize that we as people need to be more mindful of what we say to each other. We overweight, we obese people, we know that we're overweight. We know that we're obese. You don't have to tell us. We know that. And sometimes I think it's an insult when you act like we're not doing anything about it. It's not as simple as just changing, today I'm not going to eat a hamburger. It's not that simple when you're someone who is not a foodie like I am. I'm not a foodie. It's just, I know what the root of my problem is, and I struggle every day with it. I do. Just like an alcoholic. If an alcoholic went to a bar, they would struggle, right? So I have to have food. We all have to have food to survive. And there are times I can literally fast and not eat anything. I don't try to do that because my body does need nourishment. I don't try to do that. But it's just not that easy. So everyone in this audience, I know that you're not those kind of people. So I'm actually saying it for anyone who might see this in replay. I know you're not those kind of people. So I'm not talking to you. But I am just ranting and getting it out because it's August. And this is the deal.
Okay. Hey, Jill, Stefan had a question,
Okay.
but I believe he's just trying to figure out how old you are.
I thought we had discussed that,
Because
young man.
he wants to know at what age does AARP
Do you get to be an
to start
member?
accepting people? Yes. At
Well,
what age?
I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 55.
I think it's 52, maybe.
It's 52?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's either 50 or 52.
Well, all I
But-
know is they started sending notices to join long before I was eligible. I do recall that.
But as many of the audience know, and say hello to Faraz. He's in the audience.
Hello, Faraz.
I'm glad he's here.
Thank you for being here.
But because I am 8 years older than you,
That is correct. I'm 56, by the way, to answer that question.
you are able to join because I'm older than you. So you could actually join before 50.
Oh, I didn't. In fact, I was
Well-
offended that
Well-
they thought I was old enough to join when they were sending them before. But I didn't join until what, last year?
Yeah, because
That's why I thought it was
I didn't
55.
join until last year. So
Yes.
then
But I think it's either 52, 55. That you're eligible.
Yeah,
But it's
maybe
probably
50,
50
52,
Yeah.
something like that. It's pretty, I won't say young, but it's not 62.
No. And so that makes Tony 64. And we both have birthdays in December.
Yeah.
And and the few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we went to a play, and I was so excited because we were both able to get senior citizen prices. I was very excited by that. So, did I answer your question, Stefan? Was that the whole question?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And
that
Arlene is in my club too. Arlene says she'll be 57 this year. Looking good, girl.
All right. All right.
Okay. Well, time for my second segment. And as I started the show, I said for weeks now, months really, I have been steadily gaining back the weight that I lost. And I know why. So, it's not, oh my gosh, what happened? I know why. I know what happened. So last week we thought the scale was wrong because it showed that I gained 3 pounds in 1 week. But guess what? It was right. We have scales all over this house, and it was right. It was consistent. So, my measurements before the show, everything is roughly no, everything is not roughly the same. My waist is up by a quarter, my hips are down by half, and my chest is the same. So I have no idea what my weight will be. I will tell you this, I did do better with nutrition, far better with nutrition, but I still didn't get back into working out. So I told you last week that for my body, I know I have to do both. So when I don't do both, I don't expect good results. So I'm not expecting good results. The number to beat on the scale tonight is 156.11, 156.11. So let's see if I did. I have no idea.
I can do it, I can do it. If I put my mind to it, if I put my mind to it, I can do it, do it, do it.
I will try it again. Sorry for the music.
I can do it, I can do it. If I put my mind to it, if I put my mind to it, I can do it, do it, do it.
156 and 4 ounces.
Okay, so last week it was 156.11. Tonight it's 156.4. And that is that. That is that. But I'm hoping that since I'm going to start doing this show every other week, that I'll start to get my sleeping back the way it should be, and that I will start exercising, that I have 2 weeks to get it together. That is my hope.
Yeah, and Stefan had another comment.
What'd Stefan say?
He said he's going to be 29 this year, but he feels like 50. Maybe they'll give him an honorary membership in AARP.
I didn't start feeling like I was in my 50s until this year. At 56, that's when I started feeling like, oh, I must be in my 50s. Because now, before, I've always been accident prone. But before, every now and then, Tony would hear me walking around the house and be like, ugh, because I ran into something, or ugh, I fell down, or something. I've always been accident prone. But lately, my moans and groans have come from just moving. I could be sitting still, and all of a sudden, my knees or something won't be right. So I didn't start feeling older, and I can't even say I feel it in my 50s. I don't know how you're supposed to feel in your 50s, but I started feeling older than I've ever been in my whole life this year.
Well, I still think you're 48.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but I don't want you to say that, because
I'm stuck on 48.
you have a daughter that's like 10 years younger than me. And so if you keep making my age younger and she keeps getting older, then that's not gonna go right.
Yeah, one day you're gonna be younger than her.
Nope. Can't have that. We can't have that. Okay, well, let's get to segment number 3.
Okay, it's your turn to share.
Does anyone want to come up on stage and talk to me about anything, about age, about the benefits of AARP? Here comes Daisy. Hi, Daisy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I only have a couple seconds before I have to go, but I just want to say I support your decision to go bi-weekly.
Thank
I
you.
hope that it works out for you the way that you want,
Thank you.
and that it frees you up some. And also, AARP is 50. You join at 50.
Oh, it's 50. Oh, we
Yeah,
were
I
both
joined
wrong,
the minute
Tony.
They sent me. As soon as I was eligible, I was right
I
there.
did
in
say
line.
it was either 50 or 52. 52.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did
well,
say that a
I
couple
was
of
way
times.
off. But the benefits are great, right, Daisy?
Oh, yes. I mean, car rental makes up for, yeah, you can easily make up the low price of the membership in a like a one trip to Avis renting a car. So
That's
it's
right.
well worth it.
That's right. And they
even
had a
on my cell
concert,
phone. Yeah.
a virtual concert not too long ago. And I say this with you on the stage, Daisy, because of your New Orleans connection. But the concert was with Trombone Shorty. And the reason they had a concert, a virtual one for AARP members, is because they wanted to show that how music can help you maintain or boost your memory.
Yeah, I wish, I one time my mother and I tried to do a virtual viewing and it didn't work for us. But we
Aw,
didn't know about Trombone Shorty because I would have tried to access that.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So nothing new to report on my end. Same weight, didn't lose, didn't gain.
Well, that's
But I
good.
also
Maintaining is
didn't
good.
exercise. So
I know you've had I know this week and yeah, I think next week are really busy for you, so I
no, it
understand
was the
that.
last 2 weeks. Last week was
Oh,
really the crazy, crazy week. This week
okay.
is slightly crazy, and next week should be better.
Oh, well, that's good. Good.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. My class is about to start and I have people filtering in, so I just
Oh,
wanted to say
good,
hi and
good. Well,
congratulations
enjoy your
and good luck.
class. Thank you for
Thanks so
stopping
much.
by.
Okay. You know
All
how
right.
and you know I never know how to get out of here, right?
Well, Tony can help you with that. You
Okay,
got her,
thank you.
Tony?
Take good care. I'll talk to you
You
soon.
too.
Yeah, I'll
You
take her
too.
down. But are you going to accept Arlene?
I already did.
Okay.
Hi, Arlene.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, you look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And you know what? I'm so proud of you that you're going to go every other week because I feel like women, we make these commitments and then we overwhelm ourselves, which also causes weight gain, by the way, because the stress of like, okay, I made a commitment to do this and now I have to do it every week and that stresses you out. And this is self-love. You going every other week is beautiful. And you know
Thank
what?
you.
My feeling is this: if you're gonna eat something, just enjoy it and savor it. Don't put any guilt associated with it because I don't know. I know it's crazy, but I really believe that any kind of guilt that you have over eating something that you think you're not supposed to eat creates more weight gain, in my opinion.
I think you're right, though, because it stresses you out,
Yeah.
just to think about it. So I think you're right about that.
Yeah, and the cortisol level goes up. And so what if you put on a few pounds and then you take them off? Whatever. I honestly I do. I mean, you have your wonderful husband who loves you to death, and the key is to just feel healthy and be happy, and that actually helps. So I don't know. I think you look beautiful, and I just wouldn't beat yourself up over a little bit of weight gain. And you'll lose it when you're ready to lose it, or release it, right? And I think not
Yep.
having stress in your life will help you get there. So I don't know. We're the same.
Absolutely.
I'm actually older than you by 1 month, I think. But I had lost. We went away to Turks and Caicos a year or so ago, and then I came home and decided, okay, that's it. I can't carry this weight anymore. I'm going to lose it. I got on intermittent fasting. I lost 30 pounds very quickly, and then I gradually put some of the weight back on, not 100% to where I was, but I'm not stressed out about it. It's like, I'm just not going to beat myself up over it. I'm always trying to be healthy and all that. So I would say the same to you. Don't even think about it. Just
Well,
do the
thank
best you
you.
can and love. And I'm happy to see you have a little self-love and consideration for the fact that you just cannot do everything at once. There's time for everything. You just have to, organize it in such a way that you can integrate it without stressing yourself out. Because that cortisol will definitely get you some belly fat.
That's absolutely right. And thank you so much for your support. And I'm always inspired by you, because you're beautiful, and I love your the way you think. So thank you for everything you just said. It really inspires me.
Well, thank you. And I can't wait for us to get together one of these days.
Me too. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'll let you get back to your show, but
Okay. Well, thank you, Arlene. I
Love
really
you- love
appreciate
you
your
guys.
comments.
thank you.
All right. And have I missed anybody, sweetheart?
No, you haven't missed anyone, but you're getting ready to go over.
Oh, I don't go over. Oh, no. Okay. Well, let me get to the next segment then, which is really the last segment.
I can do it. I can do it if I put my mind to it. If I put my mind to it, I can do it, do it, do it.
Last week, my goal was to just do the work, Jill. And as you have heard this whole episode, I realized I have too much work to do. So, as Arlene said, my new goal is to show myself self-love. That is my new goal. And I'm really committed to that. I think I hope I'm wrong about this, but it may be the first time I've truly done this for myself. Just taking a breather and figure out, have priorities, and priorities always shift. But I finally, as Arlene said, I finally realized I can't do it all. I think I'm Superwoman, and I am a super woman, but I can't do it all, nor should I have to. So my new goal is to show myself some self-love over these next 2 weeks before you see me again. That's it. All right. Well, that does end the show. I will be back in 2 weeks, like I said. So August 16th will be the next show, and we'll talk about the double standards when it comes to weight loss. In about an hour, Tony and I are back for I'm Right, I'm Right. And tonight we're talking about, when do you know it's time to move from where you live? We'll talk about that. The music you're listening to is called Suns Out International. It's by G'day Production. The music you heard during the segments is called Real Cool Sunglasses by That Core Beat. I don't know, Stefan, if you have a show tonight or not. I'm sorry, I forgot to look. But if you do, everyone go listen to Stefan. If not, we'll keep monitoring the schedule in the app to see when the show is the next time. So thank you all for being here. I really love you all. I truly do. Thank you.